Hello, my name's Elijah Wells, and yesterday the Golden Globes happened, and of course the winners came out, so let's get on with it. And for Best Film and Drama, it goes to The Brutalist, which is the Adrian Brody-led movie about a brutalist architect who emigrated to America after World War II. And of course, the movie's famous for being Brad Cooper's movie, who did Foul Flux. And of course, the movie's incredibly brutal 3 hours and 35-minute runtime, which again, somewhat definitely warranted, even though it has some pretty tough competition with Conclave. And also there is June Part 2, but it will definitely shine a little bit more brighter with the BAFTAs and the Oscars, given it's more of a technically awarded film. But yeah, it also won against like A Complete Unknown and Nickel Boys and September 5. That's that for you. And Best Film and Musical Comedy, it goes to Emilia Perez, which is basically about a drug cartel boss who goes through a gender transition and of course runs a charity to recover everyone that was killed under the cartel. Or really, this is a movie that will explode Elon Musk's brains out when he isn't beefing with the UK government over some really silly reasons. Like, okay, Musk, can you stop beefing with our government because, I don't know, your wife left you or something? Because I don't care, and when I get my car, it certainly won't be a Tesla. It certainly won't be a Tesla or a Cybertruck or whatever it's called. So, it won over challengers Anora, A Real Pain, kind of like Elon Musk, and Substance, which was also a really big contender at the moment, and Wicked. Again, there's still going to be some competition ahead because Substance is getting a lot more attention at the Oscars, and so is Anora, which is still seen by a lot of people as a front runner for, let's say, the Oscars and BAFTAs, and of course the independent circles. But Emilia Perez wins for Comedy Musical for Best Picture. Best non-English film, it goes to Emilia Perez, representing France. Again, it won over other films like All We Imagine as Light, The Girl with the Needle, I'm Still Here, The Seed of a Sacred Fig, and A Miracle. Again, Emilia Perez is of course going to be a really big winner for all of them. As in, I think it's safe to show that if it of course gets nominated for the Oscar or BAFTA for that category, it's going to win. But for animated feature, this is where it gets very interesting. It goes to Flow. A really big upset, of course, because Wild Robot has broken the Golden Globe record for the most nominated animated film for Golden Globes. And of course, it won nothing, came out empty-handed. And of course, there was Inside Out 2, which again completely came out empty-handed. Even though it was a great movie, there's Memoirs of a Snail, and Moana 2, Waltz of Gromit, which I recently checked out on BBC. It's an incredible film. And Flow, which is a small movie about a cat in a flooded environment from Latvia. So it won that. And of course we get to Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. I don't care, Wicked won. Don't get this award. It feels bogus, but here we are. And now we move to the acting category. For Best Actress in Drama, it goes to Fernando Torres for I'm Still Here, won over Kate Winslet for Lee, Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door, Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl, Angelina Jolie for Maria, and Pamela Anderson for Last Showgirl. Again, it is very talked of because her mother was also the first Brazilian woman to be nominated, I think, for a Golden Globe, and she's now the first Brazilian to win the Golden Globe, which is, again, a congratulations to her. There's Best Actor in Drama goes to Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, which is, again, a really big boost for the actor, of course, who won Best Actor at the Venice Film Festival. Now this, but again, if he keeps the momentum going, like if he wins the BAFTA, then wins the Oscar, then it's pretty much sold for him. There's, of course, he won over Timothée Chalamet for Complete Unknown, Daniel Craig for Queer, Coleman Diego for Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes, who was also really tough competition for that one, for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for the controversial The Apprentice. Again, I think if we look at that category, it's particularly now between Adrian Brody and Ray Fiennes, but I think Adrian Brody might be pulling through at this point. For Best Actress in Comedy Musical, it goes to Demi Moore for The Substance. I think at this point, this is no longer a dark horse movie at the award circuit, even though, of course, it did win Best Screenplay at the Cannes Film Festival. But, of course, given it's Demi Moore's win, it's going to be see a lot more nominations. You're going to hear a lot more about them. Of course, it won over Amy Adams for Night Bitch and Serena Revo for Wicked, Cara Sofia Carson for Amelia Parza, who could be the first trans woman to win an acting award, if I remember correctly. And there's Mackie Madison for Anora, and of course Zendaya for Challengers, who's going through a really good year with that and June Part 2. And for Best Actor in Musical Comedy, it goes to Sebastian Stan for A Different Man, who won over the likes of Jesse Eisenberg for Real Pain, Hugh Grant for Heretic, Gabriel LaBelle for Saturday Night, Jesse Plemons for Kinds of Kindness, and Glenn Powell for Hitman, which again, a very well-deserved win for him, and so, of course some pretty promising competition, particularly from Jesse Eisenberg for Real Pain. Now we go over to the supporting categories of the acting. There is Best Supporting Actress. It goes to Zoe Saldana for Amelia Plaza, who turns out an incredibly brilliant performance in that movie. Again, and also I think, in my opinion, this is a really tough competition. Like, we have Ariana Grande for Wicked, Selena Gomez for Amelia Plaza, same movie, Felicity Jones for Brutalist, Margaret Qualley for Substance, and Isabella Rossellini for Conclave. Like, I think, if I'm being totally honest, this is like a really tight one for me. Like, again, I'm not surprised that Zoe Saldana won for this one. I think I was somewhat hedging bets that Felicity Jones or Margaret would win, but again, I totally welcome Zoe Saldana wins for Amelia Plaza for Supporting Actress. Best Supporting Actor, it goes to Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. Like, again, a really big win for him, because he's now a back-to-back Golden Globe winner, because he won the previous year for his acting work in Succession, and he succeeded again for a back-to-back win for A Real Pain. He won over Yura Bosovich for Anora, Edward Norton for Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for Brutalist, Jeremy Strong is a Succession co-star for The Apprentice, and Denzel Washington for Gladiator 2. Again, really good for him at the moment. And for our last stretch of rewards, it goes to Bradley Cooper for The Brutalist, which is, again, very happy for him that he won the award. He also had some very tough competition as well, like Emilia Perez, Anora, Conclave, and Substance, and All We Imagine As Light for Best Director awards. Again, he is definitely going to be a front runner at this point. Like, this movie is like apparently monumentous as well. For Best Screenplay, we have Conclave, which I'm very happy that it did come back with some recognition, particularly for its screenplay. Like, the screenplay in that film is absolutely amazing, and it's also won against Emilia Perez, Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, and Substance, which, again, all great scripts. Particularly films I've seen being, of course, Emilia Perez and Substance, but I want to check out all your Western films hopefully soon. And of course, we go to the music category. Of course, the winner is El Mar for Emilia Perez, which is a really fun, really catchy song, which basically talks about corruption within Mexico in general, both in mostly in politics as well. Again, a really fun and really bizarre song for a pretty fun yet bizarre film. And it won against Beautiful That Way from The Last Showgirl, Compress Repress from Challengers, which again I think I've enjoyed that song the most. Forbidden Road from Better Man, Kiss the Sky from Wild Robot, and Mi Camino from Emilia Perez. Again, I'm somewhat completely in tune at El Mal from Emilia Perez one, but a part of me wonders if Challengers should have won that award, but we don't live in that world. But we do live in a world where it did win for Best Score. Again, with Elton John completely at his most joyous at this point. Like, it won over Conclave, Brutalist, and Emilia Perez, Wild Robot, and June Part 2. I was definitely betting heads that The Brutalist was going to win, because particularly in that score in the first trailer was absolutely marvellous, and also June Part 2. I wanted Golden Globes representation for that film, but given how minimal nominations it got, it wasn't going to be likely. Wild Robot movie has a really beautiful score on that, but we live in a world where Challengers won, and I'm completely cool with it. So, what do you think of the Golden Globes this year? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Letterboxd and Blue Sky and Threads, and this is Elijah Wells, and bye.